Hello, my friend. I'm really glad you're here today because what I'm about to share could truly make a difference in your life. I want you to picture something for a moment. Imagine going to the store, maybe Walmart, maybe your neighborhood grocery store, and instead of just walking away with groceries, you end up walking away with your personal information stolen, or worse, your hard-earned money gone. Now I know that sounds frightening, and it is. But it's something that is happening far too often, and seniors are the ones being targeted again and again. This is not some rare thing that only happens once in a while. This is happening every single day in communities just like yours. And that's why I felt it was so important to sit down and talk to you directly. Because once you understand how these scams actually work, and once you learn the exact steps you can take to avoid them, you will be so much stronger and safer. So I want you to stay with me all the way through, because I'm going to walk you through how these scams play out, the reason scammers focus so heavily on seniors, some real-life stories that will open your eyes, and finally, the very specific actions you can take to protect yourself and your loved ones. By the end, you'll not only be able to spot the warning signs, but you'll also feel confident in saying no, walking away, and shutting scammers down before they even have a chance to trick you. And before we get too deep into this, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a strange or suspicious encounter while shopping? Drop a comment below and share your story, because your experience could warn someone else and save them from going through the same thing. And while you're down there, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll never miss important tips like these. And let me start with this thought: being cautious is not being rude. I know many of you were raised to be polite, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to help when someone asks for help. Those are wonderful qualities, but unfortunately, scammers are twisting those very qualities against you. They know your instincts lean toward kindness and trust. That is exactly what they exploit. So the first lesson is simple: protecting yourself is never rude. In fact, it is one of the smartest and strongest things you can do. Now let's dive in and take a closer look at how these scams really work. Because once you see the details, you'll never look at these situations the same way again. One of the most common setups happens right in the parking lot. Imagine you've just finished shopping. You've loaded up your groceries, you're ready to head home, maybe a little tired, maybe thinking about dinner or getting your feet up. That's when someone approaches you. They don't look threatening. They might be young, they might be dressed neatly, maybe they even look like another shopper who just happened to be there. Sometimes they even try to look like an employee. They tell you a story. Their car won't start and they need jumper cables. Their wallet was stolen and they need just a little cash for gas. Sometimes it's about a baby who needs formula, or a sick family member they're desperate to reach. The details of the story change, but the trick is always the same: they create urgency. They make it sound like something that cannot wait another moment. They want you to react with your heart, not your head. Because when you stop to really think, you'll realize the holes in the story. But they're hoping you don't stop to think. They're hoping you hand over money, or maybe personal details, right on the spot. Then there's another trick I call the distraction setup. This one often happens right inside the store. Someone may ask you to reach something from a top shelf. Or they may, accidentally, drop something near your cart and wait for you to bend down and help. While your attention is on them, a partner slips your wallet or phone right out of your purse or your cart. By the time you notice, they're gone. These people are professionals. They plan this, they practice it, and they know exactly how to take advantage of kindness. And then there's the fake promotion scam. This one looks a little more official, which is why it fools so many. A scammer pretends to represent the store, offering you a special deal, discounted gift cards, rewards programs, or credit card sign-ups with big bonuses. They may even wear a polo shirt with a logo, carry a clipboard, or use a tablet. They make it look legitimate. But the moment you write down your personal information, your name, your phone number, your address, or even something as sensitive as your social security number, you've handed them the keys to your identity. I want to pause here and make something very clear. Real stores do not send employees into parking lots to sell gift cards. They do not ask for your private information on the spot in the aisles. If anyone tries to get those details outside of a secure process, you can be almost certain it is a scam. Now let me check in with you. Has anyone ever approached you in a parking lot or inside a store with some unusual story? Comment yes or no below. I'd really like to know how common this is for you and others watching. And remember, hit that like button if you find this information useful so far. It helps more people see it. Now, all of these scams, the parking lot story, the inside distraction, the fake promotion, they have one thing in common. They don't start with yelling or demanding. They start with politeness. They start with what looks like a small favor, a quick question, an easy opportunity. That's why they catch so many people off guard. Because most of us, especially seniors, have been raised to respond kindly, to help, to listen. And that, my friend, is exactly why scammers target seniors most of all. So let's talk about that next. Why are seniors such frequent targets? First, it goes back to the way many of you grew up. Decades ago, neighbors helped neighbors. If someone knocked on your door saying they were in trouble, you believed them. You offered help. That mindset has never left you, and it's something to be proud of. But scammers know it. They tailor their stories to pull at those instincts. They say things like, "I need formula for my baby," or "I can't get home to my sick mother," or "I lost my wallet and I just need bus fare." They aren't random stories. They're carefully chosen to trigger your empathy. Second, scammers rely on politeness. They know that many seniors don't like confrontation. They know you don't want to cause a scene in public or say something that might sound rude. So they keep talking, they keep pressing, and they make you feel guilty for saying no. Third, there's a financial reason. Many seniors carry cash more often than younger shoppers. Many rely on retirement income, pensions, or social security. Scammers see that as steady money they can tap into. Even if they only get $20 here and there, it adds up for them. And with identity theft, it can go much further. They may open credit cards, take out loans, or drain accounts. And finally, scammers believe seniors are less likely to report what happened. Too many victims feel embarrassed. They think, "I should have known better. I shouldn't have fallen for that." But let me say this loud and clear, you should never feel ashamed. These scams are built by professionals. They are designed to trick people. They are designed to push buttons that almost anyone would respond to. If it happens to you, it is not your fault. The only thing that matters is how you respond moving forward. Now, if this makes sense to you so far, leave me a quick comment below with the word "aware." That way I know you're following along, and it also reminds other seniors watching that staying aware is the first step in staying safe. Now, let me share some real stories that bring all of this to life. There was a woman in her late 70s who went shopping at the same store every Tuesday. She had a routine, and scammers noticed. One day, a man approached her in the parking lot. He said he had just run out of gas, that he was embarrassed to ask, but he needed $30 to get home to his family. He looked desperate. She handed him the money, feeling she had done a good deed. But the very next week, the same man approached her again, with the exact same story. That's when she realized it was never about gas. It was about preying on her kindness. Another story involved a couple who were approached inside the store by someone claiming to be a store representative. He wore a polo shirt, carried a clipboard, and said they could spend $100 now and get $200 in gift cards. It sounded like an amazing deal. They handed over cash and received gift cards that looked real. But when they got home and tried to use them, they discovered every single one was fake. By then, the scammer was long gone. And then there was a gentleman in his 80s shopping in the frozen food aisle. A woman asked him to help reach something from the top shelf. He gladly helped, but while his back was turned, another person stole his wallet from the cart. He didn't even realize until he reached the checkout. And it wasn't just the money he lost. It was the stress of canceling cards, the fear of identity theft, and the deep feeling of being violated. Have you ever heard of scams like these happening in your own community? Let me know in the comments, because when we share these stories, we give each other the tools to stay safe. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video like this one. These stories show just how sneaky these scams are. They don't all look the same. Sometimes it's cash, sometimes it's gift cards, sometimes it's personal details. But what they all have in common is this: they are designed to take advantage of trust, politeness, and a quick moment of distraction. So now that you've seen how these scams work and why seniors are targeted, let's get into what you can actually do about it. First, limit what you carry. The less you have with you, the less you can lose. Do not carry your social security card. Don't bring every credit card you own. Stick to one debit card and a small amount of cash. That way, if something does happen, the damage is limited. Second, secure your belongings. Always keep your purse zipped. If possible, wear it across your body. Never leave it open in the cart. Scammers are opportunists. They look for the easiest target. If your things are secured, they're more likely to move on. Third, practice saying no. This one is hard for many people. But you do not owe anyone an explanation. If someone approaches you asking for money or information, you can simply say, "No, I can't help you," and walk away. That is all you need to do. Remember, if someone is truly in need, they can go to the store manager, call roadside assistance, or contact local authorities. Scammers count on guilt to trap you. Don't give them that power. Fourth, know the store's policies. Real employees do not ask for donations or personal information in the parking lot. They do not sell gift cards on the spot. They do not collect details with a clipboard in the aisle. If anyone does, it's a scam. Fifth, report suspicious activity immediately. If someone approaches you or if something feels off, don't just brush it off. Go straight to customer service and let them know. Most stores have cameras and security staff. And if you've already been scammed, call your bank right away, cancel your cards, and file a police report. Speaking up is not just about protecting yourself. It's about preventing the scammer from targeting the next person. And finally, educate others. Talk to your spouse, your friends, your neighbors. The more people know about these scams, the harder it becomes for scammers to succeed. Information really is your strongest defense. If you're still with me right now, leave me a comment that says, "I'm prepared." That way I know you're committed to protecting yourself, and you'll encourage other seniors to do the same. And don't forget, liking and subscribing helps spread this information to more people who need it. Now, let me leave you with a very important message. Being cautious is not rude. Protecting yourself is not selfish. Your safety, your money, and your personal information are more important than the feelings of a stranger in a parking lot or the friendliness of someone in the aisle. Scammers rely on hesitation. They rely on you second-guessing yourself. But if you trust your instincts, if you recognize the patterns, you can shut them down before they even begin. Every time you say no, every time you refuse to hand over information, every time you walk away, you are sending a powerful message. Seniors are not easy targets. And that is exactly the message that needs to be sent. If you've ever been scammed, do not stay silent. Report it. Don't feel embarrassed. Remember, these scams are designed by professionals. They are not obvious, they are not easy to spot, and they are meant to fool even smart, cautious people. The more of us who speak up, the more law enforcement can track patterns, catch repeat offenders, and protect others. And above all, remember this: prevention is always the strongest defense. Once money is gone or personal details are stolen, it can take months or years to repair the damage. But one firm no, one cautious look, or one quick walk away can save you all that pain. So my advice is simple. Stay alert, protect your personal information, trust your instincts, and never feel bad for protecting yourself. Because your safety and your peace of mind are worth far more than anything a scammer could ever take from you. And with that, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more, and leave one last comment down below with the words, "Stay safe." Let's fill the comments with reminders to one another that we are not easy targets, and that together, we can stop scammers in their tracks.